Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the ICGEB International Seminar. We have a very special speaker today, Professor Lawrence Banks, and he, of course, needs no introduction in ICGEB New Delhi, as he has been in ICGEB for a very long time, and his actually independent career as a scientist has been in ICGEB Trieste, and he has definitely a very special place in his heart for the New Delhi component, considering that when he was appointed as a Director General of ICGEB, he chose to take charge of his position in New Delhi, and that was just before the pandemic started. So his almost entire tenure has been under the shadow of the COVID pandemic, but the way he has dealt with the situation is really a mirror to all other institutions, and the main reason why we were able to work around the time when pandemic was there, lockdowns were there, is essentially the inspiration from Professor Lawrence Banks, and he not only promoted COVID-19 specific research activities, but a large number of social programs that he got all three components of ICGEB participating to, including new and cheaper diagnostics that was made available to many poorer countries in Africa. So the entire vision of ICGEB actually has been taking into account what affects the developing countries, particularly because most of them are the member countries of ICGEB, and in that sense Dr. Lawrence Banks has been extraordinary leader not only for ICGEB but for the science as a whole, as is seen through this pandemic. So today we will get a chance to listen to Dr. Lawrence Banks on his original research that he and his lab has been carrying out. He is really one of the leaders in human papillomavirus research and its connection with associated cancers. So I invite Lawrence Banks to speak on human papillomaviruses from infectious entry to malignancy, tumor viruses. Lawrence.
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much for those very kind words. It's really, as always, it's a great pleasure to be here in New Delhi. It's a wonderful institute and a wonderful group of people, and so thank you very much for hosting me and for giving me the opportunity to be here. So today I'm going to tell you, I'm wearing my other hat. Most of the time you see me wearing my institutional hat, but today I'm going to be talking about some of my lab science. And I'm going to take you on a story about human papillomaviruses from infectious entry, so when the virus very initially sees the target cell, through to when malignancy develops. Single point, we can vaccinate against viruses, and so in theory a very significant proportion of human cancers can be prevented by simple vaccination. These are the current list of cancer-causing viruses. As you can see, they span a whole different range of virus families, so there's no particular group of viruses which are particularly oncogenic. It's quite diverse. The first one to be described way back in the 60s was Epstein-Barr virus, of which we now know, as well as causing Burkitt's lymphoma and nasopharyngeal carcinoma, is also known to be involved in a whole variety of other human malignancies.